Hey there, thanks for joining me today. This is Lynn with KeepInkingUp.com. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In San Antonio, Texas, and today's video is the third in a series about the Stamparatus, explaining why I believe it is a must-have tool for any stamper or paper crafter. And so today's video, I am going to show a time-saving process using the Stamparatus when using stamp sets that have coordinating dies. And for this example, I think what's going to show really well is using the First Frost bundle that is found in the 2018 holiday catalog. This is just a gorgeous stamp set, kind of the watercolor look with these floral images. And really, these images will work all year round, just changing up the colors. So it's definitely not just a holiday product. And it has, like I said, a coordinating set of dies that you can get as a bundle. Now the bundle price does save you 10%, but that bundle price is only good until January 2nd, 2019, when the holiday catalog ends. Even if these products carry over into future catalogs, that bundle price will not carry over. So if you would like to get this bundle, I recommend that you get it before January 2nd, 2019. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Oh, actually, I need it back. We are going to be using this branch image for this process because it's a little bit intricate, and so I think it'll showcase this process really well. So I'm going to get out the stamp and the die. Oops, I'll put that aside. Okay, so now we're going to be using our Stamparatus. Because this is a clear mount stamp that already has the foam in it, I do not need the black foam that comes in with the Stamparatus, so I'll set that aside. I have a piece of gray granite cardstock that happens to be 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, but it does not matter the size. You just need to make sure it is big enough for your image that you're going to be using. And the color doesn't really matter either at the moment. I'm going to set my image right in the middle. I like to do in the middle and have a lot of space around my templates. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be creating a template with this process. So I'm going to put my image down in the middle. I'm going to lift up the stamp with the plate. I could have used the top plate. It does not matter which plate you use. I'm going to slide my CD case underneath there. That helps with when inking up images. And I'm going to ink up this image using the gray granite ink. So I'll open up the ink pad. And I'll ink up my image and stamp it down. Okay, isn't that pretty? The gray granite on the gray cardstock, it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to set my Stamparatus aside for just a moment while I work on the next part. I need to align the coordinating die with the image, and I'm going to actually use some washi tape to secure my die down so it will not shift while I'm cutting it out. So I'm going to line this up really well, and take your time doing this because it'll save you more time in the next step. So I think that's lined up really well. I'm going to secure that with 2 pieces of washi tape, some old washi tape. I'm going to pull in my Big Shot and see if it fits in here. And I am going to use my standard platform that comes with the Big Shot, as well as the thin die adapter that also comes with it. I'm going to put down one cutting plate. Then I'm going to put my piece of cardstock with my die with the blade side facing up, put another cutting plate on top, and roll that through the Big Shot. Okay, I'm going to set my Big Shot aside. And here is I'm going to take these pieces of washi tape off. And there is my die cut piece. Isn't that cute? Now you might be thinking, well, Laura, that's not very much of a time saver. It took you a lot of time to do that. And it did. It took me a lot of time because I had to line up the die cut with my stamped image. But now that I have this template, I won't need to do that any longer. So now is the part where you're going to show the time-saving aspect of this technique. So what I did before I started filming is I took a piece of white cardstock and I just die cut this using this die cut, I just cut out a bunch of them, not worrying about lining anything up, so this went fairly quickly. I just kept running it through over and over again. And so I have now a stack of die cuts ready to stamp. And then, like I said, this part didn't take any time at all because I wasn't taking any time to line up any stamped images. I simply put the die cut in and ran it through and ran it through and ran it through. And I tried to use up as much of the paper as I could. You can see I punched out a different die cut as well, just to try to use up as much paper as possible, to save as much paper as I could. So now I'm going to use this template. I'm going to put it back in my Stamparatus exactly where I had it before. And now I can place one of these dies that I already have pre-cut and fit it like a puzzle right into that piece that I cut out of the gray granite. And now I can ink up my image and stamp it down. And there I've got my image stamped and already die cut. Now, the time-saving part is I can now just keep putting in these pieces, ink it up, and stamp it, and I don't have to worry about spending all that time that I took aligning the die to the stamped image, and I can just keep going and going and going. Now, I did want to show you one more technique on this video. I've inked up my stamp with the gray granite ink, and now I'm going to take my Night of Navy marker, and I'm just going to color just a little bit around these little flowers on my stamp, just directly on top of that ink that's already there. And this is just going to add a bit of color. Make sure my die is in there good. Stamp that down, and now you can see that I've got, I don't know if I can pick it up with my fingers. Now you can see that I've got the gray granite and a little bit of blue on the edge of those little flowers. So anyway, I hope that you can see how this is a huge time saver. I actually used that technique on this card. You can see that piece right here with the gray granite. Isn't this a pretty card? I think it's so elegant. It has all those nice little pearls on it. I used some other images from that same stamp set, the First Frost stamp set. This is a birthday card for an extremely special friend of mine, and I hope that she really likes it. I think it's really pretty. So anyway, I hope that you understand now how fabulous this tool is on saving time when using die cuts with coordinating stamps. So thank you again so much for joining me in this video series about how the Stamparatus is a must-have tool for any stamper and paper crafter, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.